I think most people realize that the Federal Reserve is stuck between hyperinflation and a recession. Since asset prices are about to shake right now, it reminds us of 1980 when Paul Volcker raised the federal funds rate to 19.75% to fight inflation. The Fed's current plan looks more like a job lending plan, and we'll soon find out how much the markets can take. People now buy gold and silver not because they want to get rich, but because these valuable metals are symbols of wealth. In a world where asset prices are often too high or too unstable, silver stands out as a unique asset with value that can't be found anywhere else. Even though its price doesn't represent this value because of manipulation and other things, silver's use in industry, especially with the expected growth of solar panels and battery-powered cars, makes it a unique asset. People are buying silver because they are worried about inflation, can see how fragile their investments are, and know that, even though it hasn't reached its full value yet, silver may be the best financial value. We often wonder why silver has so many short positions on the metals market, given how great it is as a whole. It seems like too much is being done to keep the price down. But the power of the dollar and the government are two things that make it hard for silver to reach its full potential. But what would happen if the dollar suddenly stopped being the world's main currency? What will happen if countries like Saudi Arabia, China, Nigeria, Russia, and others keep leaving the dollar? The process of de-dollarization, which is still going on, could make it impossible to change the price of silver. The countries that are unhappy with the dollar are the ones quietly collecting gold and silver until they are ready to challenge the dollar's standing as the reserve currency. Think about the Chinese digital yuan, which has already been used to make deals worth billions of dollars in the past year. As countries like Russia, China, India, and South Africa, which make and store the most gold and silver, work together, it becomes more likely that they will try to compete with the dollar. Based on how well China's Belt and Road Initiative and their digital currency have done, they might start using a currency that is backed by commodities. When the dollar stops being the most important currency and stops being able to control markets through sanctions and government orders, there will be a big change. It's not fun to wait for this change to happen, but it will happen soon. I'm sure that silver, with its usefulness, scarcity, and need, is one of the few assets in the world that has a value that can't be matched by anything else. It is still the thing that is worth the least. Sometimes being right means being wrong until you're shown to be right. Even though it hasn't happened yet, gold and silver have been linked in the past, which suggests that if gold is ahead, silver will catch up and even beat it. Silver is a very valuable object because its supply is running out, its demand is growing in many industries, and it can be used to make money. In the end, math, logic, and economics will win, so the best thing we can do is find something that fits those standards. Silver is perfect in every way. In our world, where prices aren't always clear, it's hard to find options that make sense. But when we think about how house prices, stocks, and bonds could go down, as well as the risk of hyperinflation or a depression, gold shows its worth, even though interest rates are going up. Real interest rates and the price of gold go in opposite directions. But when it comes to gold, it's important to pay attention to real interest rates and not nominal rates. History shows that gold and silver are 90% alike. So if gold is the leader, silver is expected to catch up and beat it. Silver is a valuable asset that is disappearing from the market. It is important for many businesses and has been bought up for a lot of money. Even though it may seem contradictory in today's crazy financial world, logic, math, and economics will eventually all make sense. Throughout our lives, the dollar has been the most important coin in the world. But the way our currency is being run and the fact that people around the world are unhappy with it, along with the fact that other countries are getting more and more against the dollar, show that the dollar's days as the most important currency are coming to an end. The majority of the world, which is not touched by what the US says, is getting ready to challenge the dollar's dominance. As soon as people stop using the dollar, inflation and interest rates will go through the roof. This will cause stocks, bonds, real estate, and even the dollar to fall apart. That's when gold and silver will be the only investments left, as they try to find fair prices in a world where it's almost impossible to find out what things are worth. The reclassification of gold as Tier 1 and the continued purchase of gold by state banks are indications of its long-term value.